Something that was a statement to let everybody know the Chief is back.
After a high-profile split with his business partner, Sean Jay-Z Carter, Dash is trying to establish himself as an independent force in urban culture and prove to the world that he is still the ultimate hustler.
I don't think Damon has a business that's really flourishing right now that I know of offhand. I think that he has some opportunities.
It's crunch time for Dame Dash. Like, he really has to be like, okay, I need to make a lot of money, but I also need to be successful on the social side. Like, people need to see that I'm successful.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Upside of all of these things that he has right now is that there is a potential. You know, you can be one artist away in the music business. You can be one big fighter away in the boxing business, and you're one terrific film, one box office hit away in the film business.
I'm an everything guy. Too many opportunities that are presenting themselves, and if I don't capitalize off them, whose fault would it be but mine? So I'll sleep later, you know what I mean? After making my first 100 million liquid.
This is the base for Damon Dash's hip-hop empire, which includes music, film, fashion, vodka, boxing, and even a magazine. Dash himself sometimes has trouble keeping track of all the different companies.
There's Rachel Roy, which is a couture, high fashion designer. And then there's Prokeds. There's Teil, that's the jewelry component. It's Bucket Ice Water. CEO, more active brand that I have for clothing. And then there's Dash Films. Oh yeah, almost forgot about Armadale, the liquor.
We're gonna drink some Armadale, my choice of vodka.
So I'm pretty excited about that as well. You know, sometimes I worry that I spread myself too thin, but you know, it's like I'm addicted really to business and to opportunity. And I think where I'm at right now, I'll never be at that place again.
For Dash, his addiction to opportunity dates from his Harlem upbringing in the 1970s and 80s.
Everything I am is from my mother. You know, she knew how to make nothing into something. You know, she was a hustler. She did whatever she had to do to make sure that I saw the world. I was like the spoiled kid in the bad neighborhood. I still had a good pair of sneakers, you know, 10 at a time. I still had great clothes. I still went on vacation. I went to private school. And in Harlem, especially in the early 80s, or the late 80s and early 90s, it was all about making money and being fly. You know, I wanted to be in that game no matter what. Thing I had to do to get it, I was going to get it. You know, I wanted to have the good clothes and the good cars. I wanted those girls. You know what I mean? And it was fun.
Dash's friend, Clark Kent, introduced him to a young rapper known as Jay-Z. The two hit it off, and together with silent partner Kareem Biggs Burke, they founded Rockefeller Records in 1995.
Rockefeller in the beginning was the hustle store. So non-stop, always doing something, moving forward, wasn't a real office.
I was trying to create a team, a very dynamic, diverse team. You know what I mean? I had Jay-Z, I had Cameron for Harlem, I had Beanie Siegel for Philly. I went and got Kanye West for the Nerds. You know, eventually what I was trying to do was have a whole team of different people, and that's for us to all work together. You know what I mean? And tour together and do records together.
Rockefeller Records for some time in the 90s was doing about $50 million a year in annual revenue. Its greatest artist is probably one of the legends of hip-hop, Sean Jay-Z Carter.
They kept the music, and then they did like the clothing lines, and then they had like their alcohol, they had their liquor. Any hood you go to now, at least 3 of the 4 people that walk by will have something. If they're girls, have something on that's Rockaware. Like whether it be a sweatshirt, a shoe, like a bag, anything. And that's because every time, you know, Rockefeller put out an album, they were like, okay, look, this is what we gotta do. Like somewhere, we gotta either like slip in the alcohol, we gotta slip in the clothing line, we gotta slip in the Rockefeller films, like slip it in, because we want these people to buy it. And as such, they've been very lucrative.
But in 2004, Def Jam Records bought the Rockefeller label and made Jay-Z its new president. The changes led to a very public split between Dash and his former partner. A year later, Jay-Z acquired Dash's stake in Rockaware.
Back then, Rockefeller was really again, it was that aspirational lifestyle, but we just didn't care about anybody. We just cared about each other. You know, we were friends. We just talked about our natural experiences and our code of honor and our strength amongst each other and how no one could break our bond. 10 years later, it didn't really reflect that way. So, you know, it was a bit disappointing for me, and some things had happened that I never in a million years would have thought would have happened. And then when you watch somebody before they sold a record and then after, they're two different people.
Post-Rockefeller, Dash is determined to go it alone, but he still wants a strong team behind him.
Your company is as good as the people you surround yourself with, you know what I mean? And I think for the first time in my career, I'm gonna be very comfortable with the people that are around me. I'm not gonna feel like the smartest person in the room.
This is a critical time for Dash and his in-house team. His new fashion label, CEO, is launching at the Magic Trade Show in Las Vegas. They have just a few weeks left to prepare the collection for the scrutiny of the industry's most influential buyers.
Yeah, I don't like it like that. If it's going to be, it have to be white on white or black on black. Very subtle. You know what I mean? The DD is as subtle as possible. CEO now, we have stars in there. So I just want snappy inside as well. Come with me. Go on the steps. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. This is where the fashion takes place for real, for real. Look at that. Sewing machines, we do our samples in-house. Pattern makers, production. You know what I mean? If you don't pay for the goods and they don't get produced on time, they ship late, and then you lose money because in the store sell it at off price. Doggy, everything tomorrow.
No problem, man. Thank you.
Everything.
Everything smart, no problem.
In the mad world of Damon Dash, a day spent on fashion quickly turns into a night at the movies.
Nobody wants to die, Rose. So they convince themselves there's something else after this.
Dash, the producer, is heading to a special screening of his latest film, Shadow Boxer.
It's a controversial movie, you know what I mean? So I like to see people's response at all times, and I like my body of work to be a lot different. I like to run the gamut. Good acting. Helen Mirren is sexy.
I think Damon is so underestimated. People don't understand what he's about. You know, they misinterpret his, they think he's arrogant, and he's not. He's a loving and giving soul.
My new campaign. Stephen Klein shot it. Carolyn Murphy, Dame Dash. Here's the movie in the background. My jewelry line. Dame Dash collection. Croquettes. Oh man, I'm missing one.
In part 2, Bring on the Bling, Damon Dash gives Revealed an inside look at his luxurious lifestyle.
What do you get when a financial firm with 70,000 people in 50 countries takes the time to understand your needs like it's just the two of you? Could it be the most powerful two-person financial firm in the world? You and us, UBS.
The world's preferred payment partner, provides solutions for the specific needs of our member banks in the Middle East. AME Info Market Intelligence helps us to do that.
AMEinfo.com, the ultimate Middle East business resort.
September 11th, 5 years later, CNN Pipeline presents CNN's original 9/11 coverage in real time. Has